Oh my gosh.
Look at how amazing this pasta dish looks. If you really want to impress your guests, this has to be an option. This has to be an item on the menu for a dinner party. Everyone's gonna think you're a chef.
Let's make lobster pasta.
For our pasta dough, we're going to need 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, a little bit of salt, olive oil, and water if needed, only if it's too dry though. First, we're going to put our flour onto the surface and create a well. You can create a well by using the bottom of a bowl and just smash the middle of the center, lightly of course. Then we put our eggs, salt, and olive oil right in the middle of it and mix it slowly with a fork. And make sure that you're not knocking down the walls of this well. Once it becomes a shaggy dough, we're going to be using our hands and kneading it until it becomes a yellowy, smooth texture where you can press a finger in it and it'll bounce back. And please don't be discouraged if you don't get this on the first try, because trust me, it has taken a long time for me to get it right. Now that we're finished with our pasta dough, we're just going to put it in the fridge and let it rest for at least 30 minutes. Next, I'm going to peel and rough chop some carrots, celery, onion, all the veggies needed for a lobster stock. Here we have a freshly boiled lobster. We can start off by twisting the middle and taking off the tail, and also all of the joints and legs. This is a pretty easy process actually than you would think. It really just involves you cracking a lot of shells and taking out everything slowly. So after breaking down the lobster, we're going to take all of the shells. I'm going to reserve 1 lobster tail and 1 lobster head. This is going to be for our decoration at the end. Next, we're going to add our ingredients together for the lobster stock. In a pot, add olive oil along with the shells, yellow onion, celery, carrot, garlic, and a squeeze of tomato paste. We're going to let that saute around for a few minutes and then add some brandy, white wine, canned tomato, along with some herbs like parsley, thyme, bay leaf, and I like to add a little bit of star anise for a little extra flavor, and we're going to fill it up until covered. We want to make sure the lobster shells are fully covered in the water, and we're going to let this simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, longer if possible, but yeah, 20 minutes will do the job. In the meantime, I'm taking our freshly made pasta dough, and on a floured surface, we're going to flatten it with a rolling pin. I like to flip it over on each side after I roll it so that it doesn't stick to the surface, and you want to get it so flat that you can see your hand on the other side. Once the pasta dough is as flat as I want it to be, I'm going to fold it up and cut them into little strips. Today I'm making tagliatelle. So now that our pasta is done, we're going to set that aside and strain our stock. We are going to strain our stock into a big clear bowl, and we're not going to use all of this. I would say about a cup for this pasta dish, but now you have lobster stock and you can make lobster bisque whenever you want. You're welcome. In a separate pan, I'm adding butter, olive oil, and half cherry tomatoes, along with some shallot and garlic and chopped Calabrian chilies. So after we saute these cherry tomatoes down, they should be blistered and softened. This should turn into a really fresh tomato sauce, and then afterwards we're going to add in our lobster stock. I would say about a cup, and let this simmer. At this point, I do recommend adding your noodles into the boiling water and letting it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, but definitely paying attention because these are fresh noodles. They can get softened very quickly, so please pay attention. But back to the sauce, we're adding a splash of heavy cream and making sure this is a nice pinkish orangey color. Also at this point too, I like to add the chopped lobster meat and cooking that fully. When we're boiling the lobster, we don't want to fully cook it because it should cook right into the sauce and absorb all the flavors that it needs for this to be delicious. And almost right after, we're adding our boiled noodles into the sauce and letting this marry with all the delicious lobster pieces, the tomato sauce. This should make a beautiful, happy family. And we're going to use a white oval plate today. I am plating this using some chopsticks. I'm not sure how to describe this method, but this is what I like to do when I plate pasta. So I'm adding the pasta right in the middle. I'm garnishing with the lobster head and the lobster tail, and then sprinkling some parsley all over. And this is so fancy to everyone. Like, they're gonna want you to bring this every time you have a dinner party. So be careful. This is literally the most delicious and fresh pasta plate that you've ever had. Well, I hope you enjoyed this amazing recipe along with my lovely voice, narrated by me. If you are looking forward to more recipes, make sure you subscribe and keep your eye out, because there'll definitely be more coming. So thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting me. Bye!